still visiting some of our friends in Ohio, but one stop we had to make is right now we are in Cuyahoga National Park. It's the one national park that's inside Ohio. So we're gonna check out this area, explore a little bit, and our first stop for the day is gonna be Brandywine Falls. In case you ever visit Cuyahoga National Valley Park in Ohio. It's a very confusing park. We're in a Walgreens parking lot right now trying to figure out how to get back in the park and the best road to take throughout the park because we wanted to see one of the gorges in the park, and we went to turn onto the road and it has a 5 ton weight limit. Yeah, there's a 5 ton weight limit, and our bus is a little over 5 tons. So we couldn't go down that road, so now we're trying to figure out how to get back in the park. Try again. Okay, so after driving around aimlessly through the outskirts of this park, trying to find a good entrance where we can get in at, because a lot of the roads have ton limits, we finally made it to Trailhead, which is the Ledges, which is supposed to be a pretty good hike in the park. So it's been a frustrating day trying to figure out where we can and cannot go in the park with the bus, but hopefully let's go check out a good hiking trail. Secrets lie deep beneath the cave. So I'm not a geologist, I'm not a rock person, but inside Cuyahoga National Park right now in the Ledges hike, it's pretty cool. All along the wall here, it's like all these little rocks embedded. Some of them look like they have like crystal-ish properties. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool. We woke up this morning just outside of Columbus, Ohio, and this is where we spent the night last night. We stayed at a Harvest Host location. It's called Lane 57 Farm. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a wedding venue / event venue here right outside of Columbus, and I wanted to show you a little bit of the property. So we had the pleasure of meeting the owners of Lane 57 Farm, Kim and Perry, and they were so incredibly kind. Kim even gave us a little satchel of lavender for the bus that made it smell so amazing. She told us all about how she built up this business and made it a beautiful space full of flowers and lighting and the perfect ambiance for a wedding or any special event. They even have a guest house right on the property available for rental. So if you're in Ohio and ever need an event venue, you have to look up Lane 57 Farm. Next up on our adventures was Hocking Hills State Park. We started in the visitor center where it had an interactive cave walkthrough talking all about the park. And it also had an area you could walk through that mimicked the terrain throughout the park, so you knew what you were getting yourself into before you hopped on any of the trails. It was the coolest visitor center. We also spent the whole day here, hopping around to different hikes in different areas of the park and exploring as many of the waterfalls as we could. It was absolutely gorgeous at Hocking Hills, and at times, being here made it feel like you were in a different world. What's up? We are at a Harvest Host location for the night at Outer Belt Brewing Company, enjoying some beers and some pretzel, and tomorrow we are headed out to Louisville. Right, this is our last night in Ohio. We are hanging out in the bus right now, just at our Harvest Host location. We're at a brewery outside of Columbus tonight, and since this is our last night in Ohio was just a really quick skip through. So I wanted to talk about that quickly. So we had a few friends we wanted to visit in Ohio, which we did, and we had an amazing time. And then we just had really two important things we wanted to see in Ohio, which we did. We stopped at the Cuyahoga, if I'm still saying that correctly or not, National Park, and that was beautiful. But one thing that we enjoyed even more than Cuyahoga was Hocking Hills. We loved Hocking Hills. It was so gorgeous. The hiking was amazing, and Mika did great hiking with us there the entire time. We know that there's lots of different things to see in Ohio. We could have stopped in some of the cities. I think there's the Football Hall of Fame. There's a Rock and Roll Museum. We could have stopped and explored the cities a little bit, but we really didn't want to, or our hearts weren't in it. We were fine not stopping and seeing those things, which when you travel, you have to do what you want. And for us, we're not much city people, and we really love the outdoors. We love the scenery. We love hiking, and that's what's important to us. So that's what we're going to be doing in a lot of states that we travel to. And we may pass up some, important stops, or we might pass by some good cities. But the one thing you really have to know when you travel is you have to do what's best for you, and you have to do what you like. Otherwise, you're really not going to enjoy it. So just keep that in mind when you're traveling. If people give recommendations, rather than kind of forcing yourself to do things that you might not want to do the things that make you happy. And that will ensure that you have the best time possible when you're on the road traveling. So Ohio, you treated us well. Got to see some great people, and now we're on to Kentucky.